Hi, I'm Mary Beth Quinn, and I'm a collage artist. I just created a class called Introduction to Collage, Learning to Paint with Paper, because that's exactly what I do. I paint with paper.
Together we will make 4 small paintings and go through the whole process of learning to make our own collage papers, put down the mixed media base, and then begin the layering process so you can see firsthand how these layers build up into beautiful, luminous color. All along the way, I talk about my thinking and problem-solving process as I walk you through the steps needed to paint with paper. I hope it gives you a nice feel for what you can expect in this class.
Now, I said earlier that I move quickly so I don't think. And that might sound odd, but if you really notice, when we get hung up, the thing that goes along with getting stuck and hung up is that we're thinking a lot. And so the really great thing about these early stages, where you can just move quickly and not care what happens, is that you have far better chances of getting into an intuitive flow state, because you're just moving, you're not making those decisions. So it allows for really surprising things to happen, really fun things to happen. At this point, I'm not even cleaning my brush, because these colors are all harmonizing, because there's a little bit of those same colors in almost everything that's happening here. So it really winds up having a lot of harmonious things. But if it ever gets to where it starts just looking muddy, like this, I wanted that to be more white, then it is time to clean your brush. And all of these things are things that you or me find out by doing. I mean, people can tell us, but the more you paint, yeah, this is for sure, the more you paint, the more you will discover what it is that you want to know. We learn by doing. This took me a lot of years to figure out or accept. I wanted somebody to just tell me what I was doing wrong or what I could do better, when in the big picture, I'm doing my own thing, and so somebody else can only tell me so much. So it's about doing. That is where I find almost all of my answers. And then when I learn from other artists, I have a context to put that in. I have something that I can do with that, because I'm already well acquainted with my own little headspace in which I just try things, try not to judge it, and then I learn something from it. But this too is a skill. At least it has been for me. I've had to learn how to not judge myself, and instead just be open to the act of learning, and realize that this learning is what my work is as an artist. I have a lot more fun in my studio since I began to accept that. Okay, it looks pretty messy, doesn't it? Another thing you can do when paint is sort of wet. It's like a cap to something. You can put some interesting marks in the wet paint. Move some of that paint into other areas. All get caught in the overthinking. But when you do, it's like anything. You have to do something that has some gravity to break out of it. Now, is this attractive? No. Are there some interesting things going on? Yes. Absolutely, there are. So that's what you're going for. You're not going for beautiful at this stage at all. Does it look like maybe a toddler came in and made some lines around these things? Yes, it does. And I want that. I want to leave in those things that we might tend to feel are out of place or not beautiful, because sometimes those things will wind up surprising me and be like the coolest mark or just what a certain area needed. But I can't see that from this vantage point. And so it's always good to remember that there are certain kinds of decisions that you make along the way. And at least in this process that I'm talking about today, making decisions about that's not an appropriate mark, or this needs to be more beautiful, or I need to decide exactly what's happening in this section. Why is that showing through? That's not very attractive. I need to decide about that. It's way too soon to decide anything. So by making a decision now, I cut down on the number of possibilities that this can become. If I can keep from making those kinds of decisions until it's time, then I will have optimized all of the possibilities. So hopefully that little bit that I just said will become, if it's not clear already, hopefully that will become more clear as we move into the next phase. I will see you in the next part. So come and join me. Collage is so much fun. We're going to have a good time together.